Hey there everyone, my name is Stephanie, otherwise known as Stephans, and there's been just a lot of bad stuff happening, both in the world and in my own life. Just a lot of bad stuff has been happening recently, and I wanted to maybe do a cover of a song that kind of had a message of hope, but I couldn't quite find a song that had exactly what I wanted to say, so instead I'm gonna just talk about it. So last week one of my friends committed suicide. And then there were the death threats to people of color at the University of Missouri, and there were the attacks in Paris and the earthquake in Japan, and all these things are happening and it just kind of feels like everything is awful. But in times of tragedy, it's important not to forget those who ask, how can I help? There are always people out there who are willing to help others when they really need it, and it's important when everything seems to be going wrong not to forget that humans have an amazing capacity for kindness, and also that no act of kindness is too small or has no effect. Whether you're just offering somebody a hug who needs it, or dedicating your life to organizations which try to prevent these tragedies from happening in the future, all forms of kindness are important. And we should never forget that. We should never forget the kindness of others that comes out of tragedy. And it's extremely unfortunate that tragedies are somewhat necessary to create change, but they remind us how fragile life is. And it makes people realize how important it is to protect each other. So although we do not want to forget the tragedy that occurred, it is important also not to forget the kindness that came out of it. We should not let those who perpetrate violence become more well known than those who fight against them with their acts of generosity and kindness. It is unfair to human nature to let the kindness of people be swept under the rug. There are lots of awful people out there, and there's always bad things happening, but that is not the extent of human existence. And I don't know, I just want to say that we should never forget that. So I'd like to close with something that one of my good friends posted on Facebook, because she does a better job of saying what I wanted to say in this video. A reminder to myself and others. Despite the completely awful events that have occurred this week in both of my dear homes and in Paris, and doubtlessly in a multitude of other places where members of our infinitely flawed species congregate, despite racism and death and grief and suicide and terror and violence with its thousand faces, despite tragedies, personal and impersonal, felt by yourself and your friends and family and by people an ocean away, please remember to love yourself and everything outside yourself as well as you can. It's the best we have. The only thing. The only means of healing our fractured hearts. Do something kind. Make yourself happy, even for a few minutes. Work to change your immediate world for the better, if only slightly. Have mercy. Have hope. We are all changed, damaged, wounded, and altered in this life, but the transformation can lead to greater empathy, greater capacity for aiding each other, altering the fabric of a flawed society, opening our eyes to pain and love in equal measure. We are not helpless. There is work we can do. Let's do this as best we can. So, hope you enjoyed that video. Sorry it's very solemn, but I hope you found some hope in it. If you did like that video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I try to put out new videos every weekend, but it's been more like every other lately. Sorry. Yeah. So I hope that things for you are going well, and if they aren't, please reach out to others, because there are always people out there that are willing to help you. Believe me. I'll see you next week. Bye!